Hello, I'm Rodrigo Bermudez, and this is College English 2. And today we will be doing Unit 5 in your Smart Choice 2 books. So before we get started, I just want to remind everyone of the good news that we will be back in the classroom in 2 weeks. So I'm happy to be seeing you guys all finally after a couple of months of doing online classes. We will finally meet in the classroom soon. So just wanted to say I'm looking forward to it, and see you soon. Okay, so if you could please open your books to Unit 5, Where's the Party? Okay, on page 30 in the student books. Okay, where is the party? So we'll look at a wedding party and we'll talk about other parties. Okay, so where is the party? Where do you like to go for parties? Do you like to go to Dunsan-dong or Unendong? So maybe you like to go for a party in Dunsan-dong and drink with your friends and maybe dance, or go to the singing room, go to the noraebang for a party. Okay, so first let's look at the vocabulary for weddings, for a wedding. Okay, so if we look at the picture, okay, we'll look at number 1. Okay, so who is she? Who is the woman who gets married? Right, we call her the bride, right? She's the bride. Okay, and what does the bride usually have on her finger? What does she have on her finger? Okay, she wears the ring, right? The wedding ring. Okay, and number 3, okay, what do we call the man who gets married? We call him the groom. The groom. Okay. So, are some of you guys ready to be the groom yet? Does anybody want to get married and be a groom or a bride? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I see I made a mistake. So number 2 was the wedding dress, right? I was looking at the wrong thing. So 2, she wears the wedding dress, right? And 4, she wears the wedding ring. Okay. My apologies. Okay, so 2 is wedding dress, and 4 is the ring. The ring. Okay. Okay, and number 5, what do we call the people who come to the wedding? Okay, we call them the guest, right? The guests who come to the wedding, the people invited to the wedding. Okay, and 6, we have the cake, right? The cake for the wedding. And number 7, up in the sky, you see the fireworks. Fireworks. Okay, and number 8 is Kendall. And 9 is the card. 10 are presents, present or presents. Okay, and then 11, we have the flowers, or the bouquet, right? The bouquet of the flowers. Okay, so let's do part 2. Okay, let's use the words, let's use the vocabulary words about weddings to complete the paragraph. Okay, about weddings in the U.S. Okay, so the bride usually wears a white dress and carries a bouquet of flowers. She and the groom invite guests for the ceremony and a reception afterwards. People usually give their presents to the couple at the reception and eat a piece of wedding cake. Sometimes there are beautiful fireworks. All right, let's go to page 31, and we'll practice the conversation on page 31. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read it first, and then you guys write the answers, okay, as you hear them. Okay, so I will say the conversation between Brad and Claire. What are you going to do this weekend? I'm going to a wedding. Nice. Who's getting married? A friend of mine from college. She's from Greece. Have you been to a Greek wedding before? Yes, I have. It was beautiful. It took place at a church. Was there a party afterwards? Of course. It was a little unusual, actually. Really? Yes. The party was on a boat. Okay. So I want you guys to practice the conversation, okay? And just use the words in the bottom of the box, right? So you can say the first one, she's from South Korea, right? South Korea. And number 2, have you been to a Korean wedding? Okay, then you'll do it again, and then you'll use Peru. She's from Peru. Have you been to a Peruvian wedding? Okay, and then for the last one, you guys go ahead and you guys make the conversation for the last one. Okay, so you could say, have you been to she's from China. Have you been to a Chinese wedding? Okay, you guys go ahead and write down what you want to make for the last conversation. Okay, so take a few minutes to practice that. Hopefully you can do it with a partner. If not, just try speaking it yourselves, okay? So take a few minutes and do it and practice. Okay, and when you finish that, we'll go ahead and go to the next page. We'll take a look at the language practice page. Okay, so we'll be using before, after, and when. Okay, so you talk about, before I go to class, right, I take a shower and prepare my backpack. Okay, and when I'm in class, I listen carefully and take notes. Okay, and then after class, I take a break and go for a walk and drink some coffee. Okay, so we're going to practice using before, after, and when. So I will say the sentences first, and then you guys can repeat. Okay, so I will say, and then you guys can repeat it. Okay, so the bride can't see the groom before the wedding begins. Okay, you guys repeat. Before the party started, we made a cake. We usually have a party when we graduate from high school. When she left college, she traveled for a year. She looked very happy after she opened the present. After the wedding ceremony is over, there is usually a reception. Okay, so let's try some practice using before, after, or when for part 1. Okay, so number 1, when Carlos had a birthday, we threw him a surprise party. Okay, can you guys try to do number 2, 3, and 4 first? Try to do it yourself, and then we'll check your answers after. Okay, so number 2, when he came to the door, we all shouted, surprise. Okay, 3, we sang happy birthday before he blew out the candles. Okay, and then after he opened his gifts, he sent thank you cards. Okay, let's do part 2. So number 1, when I have a problem, I talk to my best friend, E. Okay, you guys try to do the other ones first, and then we can check your answers. Okay, so take a couple of minutes to do it yourself. If you want, go ahead and pause the video here. Okay, so when you're finished, check your answers. Number 2, okay, I felt angry. Okay, after, right, after I read her terrible email. Okay, okay, I tried to look good when I go to a party. Okay, before I went home, okay, I bought some flowers. Okay, after I left your party, I went to another one. Okay, and number 6, I don't eat breakfast before I come to class. Okay. And D, I don't eat breakfast before I come to class. Okay, and then for part 3, I want to know what you do in these situations. Okay, so if you can, talk to a partner. Okay, pair work. If you can, speak with a partner. Okay, so what do you do in these situations? Use sequence adverbs to answer the questions. Okay, so sequence adverbs are, oh, first, buy a present, then, next, finally. Okay, so those are the sequence adverbs, right? Okay, so what do you do when you host a party, right? What do you do when you have a party? So you can say, oh, first, okay, I text message my friends and say, come to my party. Okay, then I clean my apartment. Okay, next I buy some food and drinks for my party. And then finally, my friends come to my house and we have fun. Okay, so try to make some sentences like that about what you do. Okay, so what do you do before you go to a party? And what do you do after you arrive at a party? Okay, so please try to answer those questions now. Okay, so for example, I'll answer number 2. What do you do before you go to a party? Okay, so first, I get dressed up and try to look nice. Okay, then I buy a present for my friend. Okay, and next, I go to my friend's house, and then finally, we go to the party and we dance and have fun. Okay, so please talk about your answers for those 3 questions. Okay, let's take a break there, and then we will continue to the rest of Unit 5 in the student book. And I also want you guys to do some homework in the workbook before you watch part 2 of the video. So if you could please do, just a moment, page 25. Start with page 25 in the workbook. Okay, please do page 25 and also page 26 and 27 in the workbooks. Okay. So do these 3 pages for Unit 5's homework. Okay, before you watch the next video. Okay, so, and also please make sure to keep doing your homework, right? I'll be checking them in a couple of weeks in the classroom. Okay, thank you.